Okay, once again, hello everyone. My name is Maggie, and I'm the gallery manager at Alfa Art Gallery. Thank you all for being able to attend the virtual reception opening tonight. If you couldn't make it or have to leave earlier later on, we just want to let you know that the virtual reception will also be recorded and uploaded onto our social media afterwards. And we are also having an in-person reception opening at November 11th from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. So please feel free to invite your family or bring your friends and stop by at the gallery. So once again, welcome to After the Charm in the Name of Autumn 2022 MBAS Watercolor and Mixed Media Virtual Reception Opening. We are very pleased and honored to have our watercolor artists with us today, and we hope you guys will enjoy the events tonight.
Hello, and welcome to Alfa Art Gallery's After the Charm in the Name of Autumn 2022 Watercolor and Mixed Media Exhibition. The exhibition duration is from October 26th to January 15th. The in-person opening reception is on November 11th, and the virtual opening reception is on November 3rd. This season, Alfa Art Gallery opens to showcase watercolor and mixed media works in After the Charm in the Name of Autumn. Alfa's New Brunswick Art Salon, NBAS, once again will open and feature watercolor and mixed media artists, both native to New Jersey and beyond. The selected artists create a diverse grouping of professionals. The group of artists featured in this year's show present evocative and innovative uses of watercolor and mixed media to express their vision. Each artist featured draws on a varied inspirations to present their unique viewpoints of the world that surrounds them. After the Charm in the Name of Autumn is a heartwarming watercolor exhibition that reminds people it's time to take a deep breath and celebrates the arrival of autumn. Under the glamour of autumn, this exhibition invites people to an immersive trip to slow down in life, to savor and enjoy the little things and the nature surrounding us, as well as to meditate and reflect on how life is going so far. Showcasing a total of 17 artists, they include works from Ken Hamilton with his careful and captivating landscapes, Karen Starrett's layered and textured compositions, as well as Tricia Mihu's flowing, elegant humanoid forms. Alfa Art Gallery invites you to join us for another eye-opening exhibition. After the Charm in the Name of Autumn can be viewed from Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Alfa Art Gallery. Alfa Art Gallery utilizes New Brunswick Art Salons, NBAS, to unify the local art community and beyond. Over the years, the NBAS has not only exhibited works from both established and emerging artists, but has also made fruitful connections locally and internationally through its successful programs. Within this nonprofit organization, Alfa Art Gallery maintains its mission to uplift artists by providing an open and innovative environment. These exhibitions are free and open to the public from Tuesday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Showcasing a total of 17 artists, they include works from Ken Hamilton with his careful and captivating landscapes, Karen Starrett's layered and textured compositions, as well as Tricia Miho's flowing, elegant humanoid forms. Alfa Art Gallery invites you to join us for another eye-opening exhibition. After the Charm in the Name of Autumn can be viewed from Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Alfa Art Gallery. Featured artists: Elza Artamontseva, Orna Greenberg, Spriha Gupta, Tricia Miho, Hannah Aviv, Laura Beard, Ken Hamilton, Hema A. Bardavaj, Marianne Goodwin, Indrani Chowdhury, Karen Starrett, Padma Aleti, Mary Lou Shipman, Aprajita Lal, Peggy Dressel, Joelle Popadix.
Inspired by nature and her own experiences, Arpajita Lal's art aims to share with her audience the joy that she finds in nature. She has a master's in computer applications but is a self-taught and New Jersey-based artist. She has exhibited her work across New York and New Jersey, as well as hosting in-person and online workshops. Arpajita largely uses watercolors to share happiness with her work. Her natural scenes not only inspire happiness in the hearts of her audiences, but also inspires them to connect with nature, if not only for a moment. Kenzie Hamilton was influenced by art from an early age, with his father making commissions of his own. From there, Hamilton's career flourished into what it is today. He went on to pursuing his education centered around art, starting at Spokane Falls College, then eventually attending the School of Visual Arts in New York. In his recent work, he is intrigued by landscapes, hoping to represent forgotten lifestyles while still inspiring a journey through a contemporary world. Laura Beard lives and works in Ewing, New Jersey. She uses many medias in her work and largely centers her work around birds and animals. Her work focuses on capturing the beauty and uniqueness of the individual. She does so with great detail and a dynamic focus on her subjects, yet her works still convey a great amount of softness and character from her subjects. Mary Ann Goodwin is an artist based out of Neptune, New Jersey, with an extensive background in graphic design and watercolor. The award-winning artist studied at Caldwell University, earning her BFA in painting as well as minoring in graphic design. She then went on to have her works and exhibits all around this tri-state area and also went on to teaching her craft to others. She hopes to inspire a visceral response with her paintings.
Mary Lou Shipman works out of Ocean Grove, New Jersey, in distinctive realism. Being taught Chinese watercolor and traditional realism has nurtured her love of watercolor, as well as informed her personal style. Her surroundings also inspire her works, giving them a distinctive feeling of place. Working with the layering of the medium, a tight and naturalistic image is achieved in Shipman's works. A self-taught artist, Padma Aleti has always been driven to create her work and has found watercolor to be the medium for her. She's inspired by boldness and simplicity in the works of other artists, and the spontaneous nature of watercolor informs her works. However, her process takes place in many layers. There is a focus on light and color in Aleti's work that brings them alive. The layers of her work create great detail while retaining the spontaneity of their medium. Spriya Gupta currently works out of New Jersey, making her mixed media paintings. She is highly influenced by her Indian cultural roots and shows this in her work by her bold use of bright colors. She uses found objects and layers in her works to create unique textures. Her paintings are evocative of different emotions through her free-flowing process, creating her own living and breathing landscapes.
Karen Starretts works out of the Jersey Shore. She studied at Rutgers University and the School of Visual Arts. Starretts' process in creating her works is intuitive. She creates mixed media pieces by combining elements from her own collection of papers, as well as her own works on paper. Her intuitive sense of the line and color in her works merges to create harmonious imagery.
Working a professional artist for over 30 years, though he started his career learning oil painting, Joel Papadix has fell in love with watercolor and its essence. His work is inspired by the time he spends outdoors and sometimes created in it, but is first and foremost grounded in light. He uses the material properties of the watercolor to create an emotional response in his audience, sometimes a familiar vision evoking a feeling. His atmospheric paintings have their own light and air to them. Working out of New Jersey, Peggy Dressel creates pieces in watercolor. Her work focuses on the play of light and shadow that she is able to achieve with the medium. Through different washes of color and complementary colors, she brings to life vibrant scenes. There is a great deal of luminosity in her works, conveying the mood, place, and time of day. Trisha Miho is an artist from Argentina who now works in New Jersey. She has traveled extensively in her life, creating her unique perspective. In her current works, she draws on the human form to create flowing humanoid figures. Her works experiment with the shapes and forms present in the human body while incorporating a distinctive use of color. Her work offers a unique viewpoint to see the human body. Working out of New Jersey, Orna Greenberg is an artist with a multitude of inspirations. Ranging from medieval court fabrics, fruits and vegetables, to infrastructure, her paintings convey many subjects. The mundane and ordinary objects are her main inspiration, through which she interprets and communicates their stories. Her large-scale atmospheric paintings radiate rich textures, forgetting the mundane nature that they began with. Dr. Indrani Chowdhury was a biomedical research scientist for 25 years in India as well as many years in the U.S. Since 2006, she has shifted her career to focus on her passion of painting. She works only in watercolors to produce her energetic works. Her technique is unique in the way that it produces a texture and material quality similar to that of oil and acrylic paintings. Her paintings aim to represent the way that she sees the world, inspired by her own vibrant life and extensive travels. Hema Bharadwaj earned her MFA at the School of Visual Arts in 1999 and has since been honing her craft. In her work, she draws upon her lived experience to express both chaos and calm. She is also inspired by Indian miniature paintings. Currently, she is exploring emotions and its impact on the food we cook, our inner landscapes through watercolor techniques. Elsa Artamontseva studied her craft in Bulgaria and currently works out of Germany. Her work is inspired by the interplay of opposites in the world. This idea creates flowing, bright compositions. In her own words, her method follows the experiment. Elsa's works creates a spontaneous image that still contains deliberate symbols and messages. In her paintings, Hanna Aviv lets us peer through the lenses that she sees the world. Born in the Czech Republic and originally pursuing a career in biology, she has always maintained an artistic practice. She gained training at Montclair Art Museum and Mason Gross School of the Arts, Zimmerli Art Museum Drawing School for adults. Hanna mainly works in watercolor, focusing on lines, shapes, and unity of design and color in each piece. With the assistance of grants from organizations such as Amboy Bank, Magyar Bank, Johnson & Johnson, New Brunswick City Center, Middlesex County Cultural and Heritage Commission, Merck & Co., and the Bank of Princeton, Alfa Art is confident that all who come to the 2022 Watercolor and Mixed Media New Brunswick Art Salon will leave with a greater appreciation of the arts and the gallery showcasing of a variety of artists.
Okay, so that was a bit of highlight and the introduction for our artists. And now we're gonna move on to our virtual gallery space. Sorry, 1 second. We'll move on to our virtual gallery space and have each artist to speak a little bit more about their works, inspiration, thoughts, and methods and technique when creating the collection for this exhibition. So for artists, you might notice that the artworks display in this virtual space might be a little bit different from the ones you have brought to us in the gallery. Since the virtual space allows us to include more image compared with the limited space we have in the gallery, we want to take this opportunity to showcase all other works you guys have previously submitted to us. Therefore, feel free to speak more if you think there's a particular piece of work that truly express or represent you as an artist. And if anyone have any question, thoughts, or comments for our artists, this will be the perfect time. So let's go ahead and start. We're gonna start with Hema. So is Hema here?
Hi, I'm.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Hema. Do you want to introduce yourself or say a few words about your artworks?
Sure.
Sure, thanks. So
Hello.
I have it. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Okay, perfect.
Also, it would be nice if the other people can mute themselves just because we will hear Hema better. All right, go ahead, Hema.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. So yeah, actually this piece is part of a series I started about 2 years ago. It's a pretty big series called Inner Landscapes. And quite a few of the pieces you're about to see, I can kind of make out that they've put up a few of them. I play with ink and watercolor. There is a fluidity to it, obviously, that everybody loves with watercolor. I do tend to love making a mess. And what I mean by that is when something is really messy, I tend to gravitate towards it and find the beauty within it. I'm actually working on a series of paintings right now where it's all about compost, actually, done again in watercolors. And I find the whole act of composting, whether it be the food scraps at home or the thoughts in our minds, generating new images and generating definitely lots of interesting visuals even. So I guess we could move to the next image. Yeah, the next image is actually my daughter. Just an inspired image of her imagining the transitions that young teenagers go through. So I felt this one sort of appropriately showed both the turmoil that teenagers tend to go through and the beauty that comes out of it. We could move to the next one if you don't mind, Maggie. Thank you. Yeah. This is Three Moons, and Three Moons is actually it was hung in the. I'm sorry about that. Give me one. Okay, I'm back. Three Moons actually hung at Princeton Arts Council, which, by the way, I teach at. So I teach watercolor to all ages. And this particular piece came again from the Inner Landscape series. The one next to it, which is called My Heart, is something where I began to realize that if I don't spend some time in these couple of years where I explore the terrain within that changes as you're, as you transition. So for example, in my case, my transitions have been that my children are, moving out into the world. I've experienced menopause in a, very interesting way. So I wanted to process that. And then I also wanted to just process this space that grows within you as a mother when all of a sudden you're not needed in the ways you were before for many, 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 many years. And you suddenly wonder who you are. And I am an artist and I am a teacher and I've, been a few other things in my lifetime, but it really shook me and changed me. So some of these inner landscape paintings, like if you move to the next one, which is The Heart, it's called My Heart. You'll see what I mean, I hope. I also hope that people initially may feel like, oh, wow, that's interesting. And then they come closer and there's a certain pull and push in my work, both comfort and discomfort. It's quite intentional. I really love beautiful pieces that also have a certain edge to them. So if you go inwards into this piece, there's a lot of, let's say, uncomfortable passages. So, and then moving on to the next one, which is the circular painting. This is actually a completely circular painting. The black box right now, I think, is AI generated or whatever. This circular painting actually came about around the time that the Ukraine invasion happened. And for me, it just felt like a deep loss because, I mean, violence has always been around. But yeah, so this painting was just something of a response to that. Dark clouds looming, there's some kind of hope in the distance, but I don't know. I felt a little hopeless when I made this painting, but I also found it kind of beautiful in its own way, and I hope that new growth comes about for any war torn region. The next painting, which I think they posted today on Instagram, is Slippery. The image has gotten a little skewed and pressed outwards, but that's okay. This particular painting actually gave me a lot of calmness, and I enjoyed that. I was reflecting on just the way water moves, and I think some of that came into this, along with the fact that I love the way a dagger brush moves and the way a rigger brush moves. And I'm sure all the artists here would know what I'm talking about, particular kinds of brushes and the marks they make. And as I was exploring that, I found that this particular image came about. So yeah, it's called Slippery. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, is there? Oh, yeah. Okay, these couple of images, right. So this one is, I think it was called Mrityu, and that just means death. And I think since I last saw this piece, and I'm now seeing it again after a while, it does feel different. It feels like, there's a lot of energetic growth that happens from something that's not feeling very good. So again, churning, looking at our emotions, processing it, and hopefully finding beauty within the chaos. That's what I feel a lot of my pieces are about at this point. If you read what I wrote about myself and where my work is, I have a whole nother series that has to do with food and emotions and how we bottle our emotions and we put them away in like neat packages or inside our pantries. And a lot of that came about during the pandemic for me, actually. This particular piece, and then the monks started to chant. I love this particular piece because it came soon after the circular piece and Ukraine's invasion. This piece was done when I was listening to Gregorian chants. The Gregorian chant is something of a musical form that I'd never heard in my life until 1998 or so. And I heard it when I entered the cloisters in New York, and I just felt completely transformed. So oftentimes when I have a dark moment, I will turn to those chants, and they do feel like there's some other deep hope that we all can sort of connect with. And so, yeah, this piece came from there. Yeah, thank you for this. Yeah, the next, last piece. All right, this one, this one really, okay, the title is a little dark, but this image cannot be seen on screen. You really have to look at it in person. I have lots of little ladders that come up from within the swamp towards the light. And that was the nature of thought and thinking, if I can go towards my feelings, I have to climb those ladders to come back up. And I hope this piece expresses some of that. Yeah. Are there any questions, or maybe I can give another person a turn?
Does anyone have any comments or questions for Hema? If not, we're just gonna move on to the next person.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah. Next one we have Indrani. Is Indrani here? Hello, Indrani. Do you want to speak a few words about your artwork? I think you're muted. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah. Yeah. How you look at my painting.
I think it's a very nature kind of vibe. There's a lot of like nature works and the animals and just like the little things in life. It's just like very like make people can like renaissance with your artwork. It's very cute, and it's very warm and kind. Just like whenever I look at your artworks, I just feel like it's relieving from the modern stress we're experiencing right now. But yeah, this is what I think about when I look at your work, but I don't know what other people thinks about. Does anyone have anything else that they wanted to say?
I think that these pieces really show a lot of charm in the subtle everyday life. Just, just warm, happy, calm memories, I would think.
So in Journey, do you have like anything more you want to like add, or we're just gonna move on to the next person? If that's okay with you?
You can move to the next one. Yeah.
Okay. All right, next up. Hi, Brigida. Are you still with us? I know you're kind of like.
I am, yes.
Hi. We're glad to have you back again. Do you want to say a few words about your work?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me again, because this is my third show with Alfa Art Gallery, and I totally cherish this relationship. It's been an amazing journey. And I'm so looking forward to the in-person reception that's happening on 11th of November. Well, so for the works here, I think they're slightly different from what is actually in the gallery, but I'm very happy to even talk about these ones.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is called Wanderer, and this is inspired from one of my trips in Kerala, India, where we were taking a boat tour across the backwaters of Kerala. And it is so pristine and beautiful that I just couldn't stop, myself from painting this beautiful scene here. We can move on to the next one. All right, so this one is Pink Magnolias. And the special thing about this painting is, of course, the flowers, but the background was very experimental. when I did this background for the painting, I just felt that it complemented it so beautifully that the flowers automatically, got lifted up. And this painting was on display for another exhibition, which is called Art Heals, and that's an exhibition which is an annual exhibition, happens in a hospital for special needs. And the idea behind that exhibition is they just keep changing the artworks every year so that kids get different energy from these. And I feel this piece is very special for the cause that it was displayed for. This one is Autumn Glow, and I think it just truly reflects the spirit of the exhibition, and at the same time, the season that we are in. It's beautiful, it's vibrant, and sun definitely adds to the glow of the crisp autumn leaves, which are fallen down or about to fall. And we can move on to the next one. That's another favorite piece of mine, and this is called Spring Blossom. This painting is, the technique for, I'm, everybody here is a watercolor artist, so they know the technique that I've used to create this one. It looks beautiful, vibrant, but I think this is one of my watercolor paintings that has taken me longest because it's negative painting. So the way it is painted is you keep painting the background, keep adding elements, leaving the subject out. So all the whites, all the light colors that you see is something which has been left out, and I just kept enhancing the background to bring out these beautiful, vibrant colors out. And this is a very, very special painting, and it is one of my best sellers when it comes to my art print sale. I do have the prints available on my website, on different surfaces, merchandises, and this is one of the top hits that people end up buying. That's my mixed media piece. It's on display in the gallery, and this is called Melange. When I exhibited in my previous exhibition, a lot of people came back to me asking what the symbol means. Actually, it doesn't mean anything. I come from the part of India where we put henna on any or every occasion. So I'm so good with putting henna or creating different henna motifs. And this is a fusion of my henna art with my actual painting art. So this is a mixed media art. All the golds that you see is embellished and textured, whereas the leaves in the background are tons of layers, which is creating a beautiful gradient in the background to just enhance that motif out. All right, this one is called Enchanted. And this is, again, part of my autumn series. I have quite a few paintings on my website as part of my autumn series. And this is a watercolor painting. Again, I think, as Hema mentioned too, this painting is a little skewed, but I think still looks beautiful. The orange leaves against those green trees, as they look so pleasing to the eyes when we see them in real. I think it did some justice to the painting too. I'm sure it's not as beautiful as we see how nature paints it out, but again, one of my favorite pieces in my in my autumn vibes series on my website.
I think we have two more.
Okay. Yeah, so this is cute too. I'm sorry, but this one is called Golden Leaves, and I love nature. I love to be out. I take tons of pictures, and this is from another picture of mine that I just took on my walk on one of the afternoons, where there was a lot of light falling on few gold leaves or yellow crisp leaves of autumn. And I just wanted to paint that against. So there were tons of trees in the background, and these yellow leaves were getting so much sunlight on them, it just looked so ethereal that I just wanted to come home and paint it. So this also has a blend of a lot of, wet on wet painting for the background, but at the same time, there are tons of details which have been negatively and positively painted around these few gold leaves. Again, this is another bestseller from my website too. People take notes with this, phone covers with this, and of course the art prints too. All right, we can go to the last one. Well, this one's called Waiting. So this is a soul boat waiting on a beach in a sunny afternoon. And you'll be surprised that in this painting, my favorite part was, once I finished painting this, was the shadow that is casted under the boat. I love the boat, I love the beach, I love the sand and everything about it. But my favorite part that I painted in this was the shadow. So there are many more. Watercolor is my favorite medium. And of course, it's just so lively, so spontaneous that that's my go-to medium all the time. And as soon as Alfa Art Gallery reached out stating that this is a watercolor exhibit, I just couldn't stop. And hence you've seen so many entries from me and a wall full of artworks. And thank you so much again, Alfa Art Gallery, for this opportunity and this continued relationship. Thank you so much.
Good, Prajita. It's always glad to have you. All right, we're gonna move on to Padma. Oops, a little bit over. Is Padma here with us today?
Hi.
Hi, Padma. Do you want to introduce yourself and speak a little words about your works?
Yes, sure. Thank you, everyone, and good evening. And thank you, Alfa Art Gallery, for giving me this opportunity. I can't wait to get to the gallery on 11th. So, coming to my paintings, I don't see the paintings that are going to be exhibiting in the gallery. These are a little bit different. I think you got them from my submissions, right?
Yeah, we do have like a few different artworks to display for you in the gallery, so you're seeing the difference. Yeah,
that's all right. This is an image of Netherlands. I really loved the colors of the buildings, and it was sunset time, and everybody was having dinner, and it creates a mood, with all the light and darks and cool and warm colors. And the windows especially made me paint this picture, because there is a repetition of shapes, and they move your eye around everything, and then finally you settle down, you try to take a look at what's happening inside the buildings. And people are having dinners, or they're resting, so it tells a story, basically. That was the inspiration behind that painting. Mm-hmm. And coming to the next one, was I have a habit of driving around New Jersey streets. I keep taking millions of pictures. I get home, I crop them in Photoshop, and I take the best out of them and then paint them. This is one of those photos. It was really the main idea behind painting this is the shadows. The shadows on the house. That's what attracted me a lot. So I wanted to show that feeling of afternoons and the shadows giving the illumination of the house, So that was the reason behind this painting. And coming to the next one, this was also, I have a habit of taking pictures and working in my studio. This was taken one day. Okay.
Sorry, my bad. You can.
Yeah, this was taken just before it rained. I wanted to make a minimalist painting of it and create the mood. And the focus is really on the clouds. When you look at the picture, you feel that it's going to rain, or it gives you that feeling of, something is going to happen soon.
Hmm.
That's about it. And this was a picture it inspired me to paint, but it was not taken by me. It was a photo from Unsplash. I took a part of it. I really love the clouds and the waves. So they are in harmony with each other. So it inspired me to paint that part, and I named it as Blue Waves. It really shows off in the picture, you know, it gives that movement. And coming to the next one, this was also an inspiration. That little boat attracted me. I wanted to show how little things make you feel good about this world. The teeny tiny birds flying around. And it gives you a feeling that nature is always with us, no matter what. And coming to the next one, this was a photo taken from Good Luck Point Marina in Bayville, New Jersey. So this photo really scene really attracted me because of the colors, the sunset shades falling on the boats and yachts, and the illumination. And it gives a feeling that the boats are resting for the busy day tomorrow. Tells a story that, you know, everybody went home, and I don't know.
I see a lot of
Yeah.
water, oceans, and beaches and boat
Yes.
in your painting. Is there like a bigger meaning or like a part? I don't know, like something that's so attracted to you about like oceans or like boats or beach?
I like painting landscapes a lot. I also paint flowers and people and also places. But skies and water, they attract me a lot. It's not easy to paint them in watercolor. You know, I always try to do challenging works in painting, especially watercolors, because it's a very, very unpredictable medium, and it's a transparent medium. You know, if you make one mistake, that's it, it's gone. So painting water and skies is the most difficult thing to me. And I wanted to achieve perfection in it. So I'm focusing more on that.
Sounds good.
So
I think we have a few more of your artworks. Is there like a particular?
You can just pass it on, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move on to the few of the rest.
I usually paint the flowers from my garden. I have a big backyard garden, and I'm a web and graphic designer. So I take pictures and I edit them in Photoshop until I get the feel to paint it. I crop them and I change colors a little bit to make it attractive. And then I start painting them in my studio. So that's how I work on my process.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Does anyone
Thank you so much.
Of course. Does anyone want to say a few words to Padma? If not, we're just going to move on to the next.
Thank you.
Hello, Peggy. It's your turn. Do you want to say something to everyone?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me? Am I on mute?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, well, thank you so much for inviting me to show. Oh, that looks a little better. It was a little washed out. I think most of the paintings that I brought down were flowers. I paint landscapes and people and portraits, so like other people. I'm basically like take realistic subjects, and I try to emphasize the color and the emotion of the color, and I play one color against the other. So you could say I'm a little bit of a colorist. This painting right here was actually a demo piece. I'm a teacher and also an illustrator. So, so a lot of times I do demos and work. So I guess you can move on to the next one. That's fine. Okay, this is also the same style. This is also supposedly down there. Again, I like a soft realism. Again, playing around with color and trying to play complements against one another. With my flowers, I've also done some techniques and tried to use the techniques of Chinese watercolor painting by putting a couple of colors on the brush at the same time. And also doing some wet to wet. So again, this is a kind of a soft, transparent watercolor. You can go on to the next one. This one is definitely a wet to wet soft watercolor. When you're doing something like these peonies, it's like sometimes it comes out and sometimes it doesn't. It's very, I guess, spontaneous medium. And this one I just hit this, I felt right, exactly the right way. And again, on this one too, again, having color changes within the flower. And this one also, a soft, very soft, and changing colors and losing edges, and to get the feeling and the romance of the flowers itself. Okay, so the next one is, again, I like to do figures, and this was actually my granddaughter on her first show, at the end of the show, taking the horse back to the barn. And so that's why it is called the end of the show. And she's pretty good jumper right now, but this was a little bit when she was younger. And I guess that's about it. So again, my try to use the medium as it's supposed to be used, have it watery, have a lot of transparent washes so that it glows. And hopefully that I'm successful at that.
Thank you, Peggy.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's move on to next. So Joel, he's not with us today, but this is his artwork with us. Joel's painting is a lot about landscape, then the nature vibe, and I think it's very detailed, and the color that he used is very soft, and then just show it's very natural. So yeah, his artwork is very like just natural, smooth, and soft, and it's very relaxing to like look at it. I hope we can meet Joel in person next week. Okay, this is Joel. And then next one we have Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hello. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us, and thank you, Alfa Art Gallery, for including me in their salon. Shall we begin with the series?
Sure. Is there like a particular one you want to like talk about, or you want to like
talk about them progressively if you'd like? The first one we have here, Bufflehead Duck. I felt very much inspired by the iridescent nature of the bufflehead duck's head, and part of what I try to achieve in all of my pieces is to sort of strike a balance between soft and hard details, as well as capturing the unique individuality of an animal. So this piece was actually a bit of a compilation piece, in that I had a really nice reference for the bufflehead duck, and I sort of reconstructed a background for it. This one is called The Fisherman. It is probably one of my more favorite, if not one of the most favorite pieces I have in watercolor. The reference for this piece was taken by my mom, and she graciously allowed me to use it for my artwork. For me, this piece is more a representation of tranquility, and as will see in most of my artworks, I like to focus on realism. I like to focus on making it as close to how I see the world. So I like a lot of vivid detail. This piece is called Fragile Balance 1 and its partner Fragile Balance 2 beside it. These paintings were inspired by the almost mechanical shapes of the dragonfly bodies, and also the intricacy of their wings. One of the things I like to focus on in my paintings is the complexities of portraying each piece. And so Fragile Balance 1 and 2 was a particularly fun challenge for me. This one is called Pursuit. This particular painting took me an exceedingly long time, as the hawk in the center there is actually a compilation of about 50 or so reference photos manually constructed into one. From sketch mode to painting, it is probably my most visually intensive piece as far as construction. Here, as you can see, it's a hawk chasing down its prey, hence its title. And I like to, in this one, just sort of capture that relationship between different species of animals. This one is called Living History. I think in a lot of ways it sort of captures the sort of brisk colors of fall, and it's from a farm that I like to visit quite frequently, so it has a lot of positive memories for me. This is a Keen Observer. I love nature. I love exploring, and one of my favorite things to do whenever I'm in a natural area is to look high and look low for various animals and creatures. And this owl in particular caught my interest, mostly in its expression. This is another piece, this is a piece from reference, and it just really caught my eye, and I wanted to share sort of that contemplative nature of the owl.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Your portraits for animals is always so amazing to like look both like just for digitally and also like display in the gallery. It's amazing.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to be part of Alfa's artist collection.
Of course, we're glad to have you too. Okay, and then we're gonna move on to Marianne. I think Marianne's not with us today, but this are her artworks that she being submitted to us. This is the Romantic Night. And then moving on, the Breakfast Corner. This is called Garden Tool, I believe. Yeah, Garden Tools. Flux streams. His shoes. Game night. Shopping spree. Spooky. Watch your step.
What size are these paintings?
I actually don't have the dimensions with me right now. Wait, actually, let me check. I'm sorry, I don't have it with me right now, but we do have the labels displayed in the gallery. So if you come in person, you know the size of these artworks. Okay. What should I wear today? Okay, this is Marianne. Hopefully we'll see Marianne in person on the 11th. And then moving on with Hannah. Hi, Hannah, are you with us?
Sorry, yes, I am. I am with you.
Hi, Hannah. It's good to have you back again. Do you want to speak a few words?
Yes, I've been with the Alfa Art Gallery for quite a few years, actually, and I'm so happy that every year I am able to participate in this. I am probably the only one who actually lives in New Brunswick and probably overlooks the Alfa Art Gallery from my window. And I've done a series from my window of New Brunswick. So here I have when the Cancer Institute was first being started. So the first one is called Construction Site. And I was looking at it and it reminded me of an ice skating rink at the beginning. And then they brought the various kind of equipment. So I made kind of a composition of that. So this is the construction site. Of course, now it looks much different than it did a couple of months ago. So you can go on to the next one. And this is called the roof of the Cancer Institute. So this is another one from my window. And I kind of like the contrast and the shapes, and I like the clean aesthetics of this whole thing, so that everything is very, very, very kind of geometric and linear on that, which is not what I usually paint. This is quite different for me. The construction site and this one are quite different for me than what I usually do. But I was trying to be very clean and linear and geometric in these kind of things. You can go on to the next one. And this one is looking down Eastern Avenue, and it's called the Restaurant Row. And it's pretty similar to the other ones. Again, I'm trying to have clean lines, clean colors, and clean shapes, very geometric. And I mean, this had a lot more equipment for restaurants, chimneys and different kind of boilers or whatever it is that these places have outside. I didn't quite put them all in yet, but I think it gives you the idea of, you have all these houses one after another. This is another one from New Brunswick. This is kind of, I don't know, people that live here may know, this is the sledding hill in the park. And they have these bales of hay so that the kids, when they go sledding, they don't hurt themselves. So in front of each tree, that is one. And I was trying to play with actually warm and cool. I was thinking, well, this should be a very cool scene because it's snow and it's winter. And I was thinking I should really use cool colors in order to capture the scene. And just to challenge myself, I decided to put warm colors into it. And so it has some kind of a warm glow behind the house and on the snow. So that was my experiment with doing a contrast in having a cool snow and warmth. This one is another one of my attempts at abstracts, because I find that rocks, some people, they said they don't, that it's very difficult to paint skies and water, which I agree. But I think one of the most difficult things is to paint rocks. So I tried to do that here, where I used not just painting the rocks one by one and doing it in a traditional way, but I tried to use different techniques, such as scraping with a credit card and you know, experimenting with a rainbow of colors in order to get the effects of the jagged forms of the rocks in front of a forest. This is a totally made up scene. I mean, this is not done according to any particular reference. I just kind of tried it from my imagination to see how that would come out. We'll go on to the next one. Okay, this is a little bit more refined part of rocks. This is actually not New Brunswick, but this is the Galapagos. And again, that the landscape there was very jagged and it was full of rocks. So this gave me another opportunity to practice how to do rocks and do, you know, light in the background, in the foreground, and then the shadows in the background of these particular rocks, while trying to capture the basically the jagged and the rough and lava-like landscape of the Galapagos. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is more like my usual type of painting, where I love painting flowers and nature, and I love kind of blending. I love shapes and colors, and I love blending the background so that it's kind of soft and you know, more undefined, and the angles are not sharp, but contrasting that with colors in the foreground and the sharp angles in the foreground. So this is one of my recent watercolors of flowers, and I have many, of course, I have many flowers which I didn't submit this time. And this, if we can somehow, I think it has to be smaller because it's a small painting.
Yeah, maybe
So,
it got a little bit stretched, but I think we do have it here in person. So if you guys come into the gallery, you'll see the actual size of the painting. It's actually really small, but it's incredibly detailed, orientated, and the colors are just amazing.
right, and it has those, you know, what I was concentrating on was to look at the negative spaces in between the leaves. And, you know, so this is one of my actually representations of fall and the colors of the leaves and the shapes, and again, the negative painting in that. But it's not coming out here. It's just too blurry because it is one of the smaller paintings. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you, Hannah. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next. 1 second. So Shripriha here, she actually submitted a lot of her artworks. So I don't know if we have the time to cover everything, but then yeah, this is her artwork. Is Shripriha here with us today? Okay, I think Shripriha is not here, but these are her artworks. It's a little bit, it's more of an oil painting, I would say, but yeah, Shripriha, she submitted her artworks as with the mixed media. So towards the end, you'll see a few other artworks that is combined mixed media artworks. Okay, so this is Shapiha's artwork. Then we're gonna move on to Anas. Then we'll have Orna. Hello, Orna. Are you with us, Orna? Okay, I don't think Orna is with us today, but this is her artworks. Okay, so this is Orna artwork. So hopefully we'll meet her on 11th. Oh, wait, 1 second. So we also have two other artists who's not with us today. So this is Trisha. And then we have Ken. These are Ken's artworks. Ken actually has exhibited with us a few times during the past few years. So it would be really great if we could met him again on the 11th to asking about what are some of his new inspiration about his artworks, because it's again very soft and nature vibe. Okay, so this is Ken. And then we have Mary Lou. Is Mary Lou with us today? Okay, I don't think Mary Lou is here, but Mary Lou's figure, her artworks.
When do you work? During the week, like what are you like? You don't necessarily have a 9 to 5 or like a Monday through Friday.
Sorry, not sure what was that, but this is Mary Lou, and her artworks focus a lot about animal and flowers. We actually have a collection of her painting of cats in the gallery. So it's like a really cute cat collection. Hopefully you guys will be able to see it here. Right. Okay, I'm just gonna like give you guys like a brief view of the virtual space. And then we're gonna move on to Karen. Karen, are you here? Hi, Karen. I think you're muted.
I'm here.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
You want to speak a few words to everyone?
Sure. I want to it's nice to be here and thank you, Maggie and Alpha Gallery for inviting me. I'm an artist. I have a studio in Ocean Grove, New Jersey. And these pieces that you're going to see was an experiment. I work with collage, monoprint, and acrylic. And these paintings combine all three. Well, not the first one you're looking at. That's a monoprint. And so what I did, I took a workshop and I printed just marks, just a circle, long linear elements. And I knew that I was going to go back into it with paint and acrylic. And that's what I did. And it was so interesting. It was like a Rorschach test in that how I responded to these marks as opposed to just starting a new painting on a white surface. And I liked it. And so that's what these are. I like nature, some flowers, sunsets, but really what inspires me to make art is like an inner landscape, emotions, like how people feel, how I feel about certain things. And that's what I express in these prints, in these pieces. Like this, what's one, where's the title? Okay, where, Maggie, can you correlate the titles?
Yes.
With there you go. Like this sums it up, it's perseverance. I get it. I don't know if you guys get it, about just keep trying and trying and trying as a human feeling of moving ahead and getting through life. So when I'm working, I have like a little story, that conversation that begins. You know, I have like thoughts, and throughout the making of the work, the silent conversation just is part of it. And I like that. And I write notes to myself when I keep a journal while I'm working. And a lot of times the thoughts that I had making the work is embedded into the title of the work. This is really small. In reality, it's 8 by 8. Oh, that's much better.
Oh, you want? Okay, I can do it.
Whatever you can. I mean, it's there in reality. There. Thank you, Maggie. I use colors and shapes, and it's very important in all my work because that's how I express emotions through certain colors. And this is really tiny too. It's 8 by 8. And yeah, thank you. Most of the people here they're inspired by the sun, the flower, beautiful paintings, by the way. Congratulations to all the artists. I admire that, and still admire that I work my own way. Like in this one particular, I wrote a story in with a pencil, little markings in here. And I forgot the title. What is the title here, Maggie? Something about a conversation.
It's called Inside Story.
Okay.
So what's the inside story behind this artwork then?
Well, it's a person, it's like it's a feeling. It's just stories that people tell themselves in life. And I don't like to share my story through my art because I like it when people respond to the work with their story.
I think Hema has something to say. Go ahead, Hema.
Hey, Karen, I just love your work and I'm really appreciative of what you said about keeping the journal on the side and writing in as you work. I do the same. And I also love how you said you've written words in there. I would need to see the pieces in person, of course.
But I obscured them. I obscured, you can't read them now.
There we go. So that was what I was going to say, because I find
still there. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're still there, right? And I know that they're there. Like, that's how I feel about my work sometimes, that I know the things that are underneath, but not always seen. I loved Perseverance, and yeah, I can't wait to see your work in person. So congrats, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if anyone else have anything to say, just go ahead. I don't know, make like him raise hand, or like just go ahead and speak, because I'm like monitoring the screen, so I can't really see the chat here. So if you have anything to say, just go ahead and speak. All right, then I guess we're gonna move on to the next person. I think we're gonna move to Elsa. Hello, Elsa.
Hallo. Ik brauche übersetzen.
Hi, Elsa. So before you start, I'm just gonna ask Galina, because unfortunately we don't speak German or Bulgarian, but Galina, you do. So it would be nice, Galina, if you can do like a little bit translation for us. Thank you.
Ja, okay.
Go ahead, Elsa.
Meine Freundin is da.
Can you speak in Bulgarian? Hi, Elsa.
Yeah, okay.
Здравей.
Аз съм художник от България, но от 12 години живея в Германия.
Дай ми малко време да превеждам, okay? So Elsa says hello to everybody. She's Bulgarian, but she moved to Germany 12 years ago.
По принцип, завършила съм монументално изкуство и това носи отпечатък във всичките работи, независимо в каква техника работя, това се чувства.
Well, she has graduated in a special kind of major. To be honest, I'm not sure if this kind of major is existing in the United States or other art schools. So basically in Bulgaria, back on the time, we have this major that is focused in the monumentals, like the big sculptures, the big art design. So she believes her background influences her artworks a lot.
По принцип, в цялото ми творчество акварела взема една малка част. Предимно рисувам с акрил и масло.
All right, so even though she is participating in our watercolor exhibition, the watercolor technique is kind of small piece of her main interest as an artist. She mostly is focusing using oil color and pencil.
Но миналата година получих една покана за художествено оформление на най-голямото изложение за цветя в Германия. Казва се Буга.
All right, and the inspiration and the reason she initiated these works is because last year she was invited to be part of the huge expo on the live flowers or cut flowers. I couldn't understand exactly, but basically this is one of the biggest flower fair in Germany. And what else? И какво else?
И работих в екип с една графична дизайнерка.
And working together with another artist focused on graphic design.
И аз трябваше да подготвя акварелите към определените щандове за цветя.
So she was supposed to design together with the other artists the flowers for each booth in this in art fair.
Сега в момента виждате други малки, тези малките три са други, за които ще говоря после. Само цветята са от това нещо, за което разказвам в момента. Значи това са други неща. Значи само цветята, моля да покажете.
So Maggie, can you go back? So basically, all the flowers, the artworks that were part of that flower fair. So the other.
Не, това също не е. Това не е. Това е също.
And that's unfortunately not. So just the flowers.
Цветята, които са по-реалистични. Те са по-реалистични.
Okay. Yeah. So just.
Тези проекти бяха вдигнати в размер на 4 метра височина.
Wow.
И в големи зали бяха изложени със съответно текст отстрани за обяснение за самото цвете.
So each of those artworks were printed in a huge banners over like so 4 meters is how many feet? I'm sorry, I'm scientist, but should be over 20, 30 feet. Basically huge. They were printed in these huge banners and posted all over the art fair with on the site with the description for this particular flowers. So basically what she's pointing is that even though these were small artworks, I'm not sure what's the dimension, they were amazing to be printed in these big banners. Okay.
Така че това исках да споделя, че тези цветя са от миналогодишното ми участие като художник и дизайнер в това изложение. И реших просто да ги представя. Една хубава възможност намерих в това вашето предложение, че се представят акварели, да ги предложа тук.
And she would like to express her thanks for giving her opportunity to exhibit this original artworks as a part of our exhibition. Thank you so much. Благодаря ти, Елза.
Моля.
Нещо друго, което искаш да споделиш?
Искам да кажа, също за тези малките, те са вече спонтанни неща, които са инспирирани от едни акварелни монотипи.
Maggie, move to the other one, to the next one.
The next one? Okay.
Yeah.
Forward, on the right. Yeah, this one. Okay, какво е за?
Те са също така малко лъжирани. Една част от тях са, да се каза, липсва хартията, липсва част от картината. На ниско ниво отдолу се показва друг цвят, друга материал. И друга част са лепени отгоре. Така че една смесена техника, акварелна техника с тази техника, например, напред е марморирте техник, не знам как е на немски марморирте техник, но не знам как е. Ебротехник, Ебро мисля, че беше на... Комбинация между двете техники.
So this piece is kind of part of her experimental work to mix different techniques. So here we have kind of collages as well, mixture with different type of techniques that she has mentioned. So it's a kind of inspirational work, mixing different, using collages and different techniques. All right. И какво?
Да. И в общи линии това, което искам да кажа, че специално за цветята са рисувани от някои лица са рисувани от снимки, други съм си купувала цветя и съм си аранжирала и съм рисувала на живо, дето се казва. Обичам да експериментирам, обичам много често да просто е така от случайността да правя, да работя нататък.
Чудесно. So she wants to share that she believes it's a great the artist to be open and to be able to move to different techniques. So as an artist, for her, this is important that she has the opportunities, or she's open to use this, to experiment, or to use all these different kinds of techniques, and he's encouraging everybody to do that.
И накрая да искам да благодаря, нали, първо да изкажа наистина така изумлението си от тази много така добре подбрана, много силна експозиция с много интересни, много различни автори. Много съм впечатлена наистина.
Well, да, благодаря ти много. Съжалявам, че няма да може да чуй. So she wants to thank everybody for this great exhibition, and I would like to thank all of my interns as well, Maggie as a gallery assistant. Yeah, each exhibition takes a lot of effort and hard work for all of us, you artists as well, but I would say my team, and I would like to use this opportunity to thank everybody as well. Благодаря ти, Елза, наистина.
Аз също благодаря и искам да пожелая на всички успех, да ви пожелая хубави предстоящи празници, да сме живи, да сме здрави.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, have a great holidays to everybody as well.
Please, thank you, Elsa.
Благодаря и аз.
Okay, then we're gonna move on to Anask. Okay, we cover Orna, Shapriha. There, I think we got more in the back. Oh wait, actually, this is the wrong side. Wait, I think that might be everyone. Let me just double check real quick. It's a really huge base because everyone submitted increasing amount of artworks. They're all amazing, but I just want to make sure that we cover everyone. Yes, I think we did this. Yes, okay, I think this is everyone. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Okay, 1 second.
I have a question, Maggie.
Yeah, go ahead.
What does it mean after the charm?
After Jean, actually, I came up with this name after I saw all your guys' work. It's just somehow you guys somehow just all submitted all about like nature and then autumn vibe of artworks, and I feel like there's like a weird charm about autumn and then in you guys artwork, and it's like, you know what, this is actually autumn right now, and why not just come up with like an exhibition just celebrating the warmth, the chill vibe of autumn. And I don't know what you guys think about the title of this exhibition, but I hope this kind of like combines everyone's work to like, I feel like I want to like celebrate the little things in life, and then to ask people to like slow down and to enjoy the nature by looking at this amazing or mixed media arts. And I hope you guys feel the same way.
I liked it. It's a good title.
Thank you.
I was just wondering where it came from. Thank you.
It's absolutely thoughtful and beautiful.
Yeah, I'd like to
How come she didn't do anything?
Nothing. It's all the other girls. Yeah, congrats to all, and thank you so much again.
Yeah.
Thanks a
I'm
lot.
looking forward to the in-person. Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, I'm just gonna close up this reception speech real quick. So we want to thank every one of you who's joined us tonight. Thank you to our staff who have worked so hard to come up with this exhibition. And thank you to our sponsor who have been constantly supporting Alpha Art Gallery. Last but not least, a big thank you to all of our artists for giving us such a great opportunity to be part of this exhibition, as well as sharing their amazing art journey with us. And we hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Peggy.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hope to see you guys in
Yes.
person.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Bye.